Will Smith has apologized, this time on video, for slapping Chris Rock during the Oscars. You remember that. He said that his behavior was unacceptable. He also said that he reached out to Chris Rock behind the scenes to try to discuss the incident, but was told that Chris Rock was not ready to talk yet. And I understand why he might not be ready to talk because, it doesn't seem like he actually apologized. I mean, he did a little, statement, publicist statement, but it really doesn't count. What he did today was release a video. It's about a 15-minute video, 5-minute video, something, a short video, where he answered some questions, was very produced. Clearly, he had a teleprompter. So it had the questions on there, and then it, at certain times you could see he was reading. And I thought that it was sincere. It appeared to be sincere. But I did have a problem with some of his answers. So he said at one time that I guess the question was about why he did not apologize to Chris Rock when he got his award. He apologized to everybody else, but he didn't apologize to Chris Rock. Why was that? That's a great question. That's a fair question. And that was one of the main things that stuck out for folks when they saw it. And he copped out. He said, fog. It was foggy, brain fog. Like he got caught up in the moment. Like he didn't realize what he was doing when he was apologizing to everybody but the person that he smacked. No, that was intentional. He intentionally did that, right? So my thing is, if you're going to take all the time to lay this out, you're going to take all the time to do this apology, cameras, lights, the little camera crew in there. Let's keep it real, right? He should have just said that I was mad. I was still mad when I did that apology. And he hadn't apologized for what he said about my wife. And I hadn't apologized, then, and maybe talk about behind the scenes, right? He should have said the real thing. He was mad. He was still mad. It was a conscious effort. It wasn't a brain fog or, caught up in the moment. He just didn't realize that that's like one of those. He tried to do that Hollywood thing where you're thanking people for an award and then you forget somebody. So don't blame it on my, heart, blame it on my mind or, something like that, right? Yeah, he tried to do that. And I didn't like that because that is utter BS. That's crap. That's crap. Anyway, he continued. And so, I like Chris Rock and I like Will Smith, right? He did say, Will Smith, that there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. So it was about a 5-minute video. He said that he's deeply remorseful and he's trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. Oh, the work. He's doing the mental work, the mental health work. Yeah, and there were a lot of mental health buzzwords, stuff that he got from a doctor. He put in here, right? It was a lot. Some of the conversation did not seem as authentic as I wanted it to, but I generally think he was remorseful. I genuinely think that this was a sincere apology. I do. I just wish that he had let it be sincere and not with the talking points, because there were talking points. I could see him. I could see it in his eyes. I could see it when he was reading it. He said that he's here whenever he's ready to talk. He apologized to Chris Rock's mother, Tony Rock, his brother, and the family, and I thought that was good. That was needed. So this was March the 27th. This unacceptable behavior was March the 27th. And as always, he's covering for Jada. That's how he got here, him covering for Jada, right? So there was a point where And everything that Will Smith says, we can't necessarily take it as the gospel. We can't believe everything he says, because he said that when the question was whether Jada got him to do it, and when she looked at him, did she tell him to do it? So he said no, she didn't have nothing to do with it. Oh no, she had everything to do with it. She's the reason why you got up there, because something was said to her. How you gonna say she didn't have nothing to do with it? She had everything to do with it. Clearly, you were laughing before. And I always have said it was one of those, I can't believe he said this kind of laugh, which I think is true. But we saw the switch flip, and the switch flipped with Will Smith when he exchanged glances with Jada Pinkett. So for him to say that she didn't have anything to do with it, that's a damn lie. She did. I want him to have the honest conversation. The apology was sincere, but some of the answers were kind of, BS, So he apologized, like I said, and apologized to the Rock family. Said he did not realize how many people got hurt in that moment. But of course, Jada has nothing to do with this. I don't know. It was kind of weird, though, right? I think he really is sorry, but we've all done stuff we've been sorry for. This is not what it looks like when you're sorry. You don't have this fake Oprah moment in front of the camera. Like, you don't do it like that. Like, when you do something wrong, you say, look, I messed up. I should, it just comes off different. These buzzwords that he was using, like he was talking to his therapist or something, it just comes off as kind of weird. At times it seemed forced. It's kind of weird, right? I know that he's trying to get out of the crap that he put himself in. And once again, a lot of it seemed like it was about him. Still about him. After all this. Right? Still about him. Oh, this is one of my trauma points. And, you messed up. And this video, I don't think that he hammered home that he messed up. That he couldn't control himself. That he screwed up. He tried to give us little glimpses of there's a history between them. And I think many people knew that. But of course, he doesn't want to go into it. Jada had nothing to do with it. He made his own choice. He did make his own choice. He did. And Jada did not try to stop him. Not at all. So he said that saying that he's sorry is really not sufficient. And I think that that's true, especially when you do it like this. He's got to do a lot more. I'm torn about this because part of it just seemed like almost a fabricated attempt to be real, which came off as fake. You know what I'm saying? I really think that the real path here is about humbleness, being humble, owning it, not about his ego, not about his self, not that. So I think that there are going to be more times where he publicly speaks about this. He's going to probably be on somebody's couch, maybe Oprah, maybe, I don't know, somebody crying. He's going to do that. We have not seen the end of this. As much as y'all want it to be over with, we have not seen the end of this. Bree says, why they keeping this going? They keeping it going because Will Smith, his career is the movie. Yeah, they keeping it going. They got to tell some kind of story. And why not Why not have the black man crying? Because that's where this is leading.
Visit OnFireTV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.